All right, so this is a tutorial for the second week of VCP 117. So basically all I'm gonna do over this one is just kind of go over how to kind of use, to make like a logo. The first thing I would suggest is just like on a separate, just do file, new, document, and make a new document, just do a single page. And what I would do is type in whatever the main thing's going to be. So whatever the name of the company is, type that out, and then just go through and try to choose a font. Just do a bunch of them, and every time you run into one that you like, just copy and paste and make a new one. So basically what I did is I just, I made a text box. Let's try that again. I made a text box. All right, it keeps cutting into that one. I made a text box, and then I just wrote, cone. Actually, I'll just do productions. And then after I made it, I selected it using the direct select tool, not the regular select tool. I selected there, and then I went into character. And in here, I'm just gonna go ahead and change it, make it bigger so I can see it. Then in here, all I do is I just click on that, and I just use the up and down arrow until I find a version that I think I like. And once I find a version that I'm happy with, I will, so let's say I'm happy with that one, I'll be like, yay, so I'll click off. And then what I did is I just put it there, and then I would make a duplicate. Now to make a duplicate, I could just do Control C or Command C, and then Command V or Control V. That'll do copy and then paste. Or another little trick is if you hold alternate, and this works in Photoshop as well, and just click and drag, it will actually drag off another version. So, and then what I would do is go into this one, or actually I wouldn't do that. I would just select it again with the direct select tool. I'd go in here, and then I would just click down until I found another one that I thought looked nice. So just go that one. And then I would just go, and then I'd make a duplicate, and I'd go down the line. And that's basically how I came up with these. I thought these kind of looked okay. So I'm just doing one as my mock production company. I want to do something that was somewhat professional, but also somewhat fun. So that's kind of what I felt these went into. Once you're done with that, what I would suggest doing is find one or two that you think look good, and then start making your logos from there. So what I did from there is I just made another sheet, and I started working out my logo. So we'll kind of do that right now. So I'm just going to do file, new document, and we'll just do it like this. Okay, so I'm just going to show you roughly. I'm just going to look at the ones that I had already. So this one was the one I think I ended up liking the most. So I'll just show you how I made this one. Okay, so to make that, more or less, I'm just using a cone because that's my name. So I just figured I would use that shape. So to do that, what I did is I just I would use the primitives that make the shape. So first I started with an ellipse, okay, and then I went up here and I made the fill black, okay, and I made the stroke. I did none, okay, so no stroke, but it is going to be filled. And then I would just click and draw, and it makes a shape. So there's that. And then to make the other part of it, I'm just going to use the rectangle tool, and I'm going to click and draw, and it will just keep the same setting as before. But the problem with this is that it's a rectangle. I actually need this to be a triangle in order to make a cone. Okay, so to do that, I'm actually just going to remove one of these points, and that will leave me with what I need. So if I just use the pen tool, I can remove points by hovering over them. You see it turns into a little minus symbol. If I need to add a point, it'll turn to a plus symbol, and then you'll see I'll have a new one. And then if I use that direct select tool, I can manipulate that, okay? In this case, actually, I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna go back to P for the pen tool. I need to remove this one. So I'm just gonna click on it, and now you see it's a triangle. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab this one specifically and pull it up till it's straight. Then I'll use the select tool here, and you can see the auto guides automatically help. And I'm gonna scale, so you can see it goes halfway and halfway. I'm gonna pull it out a little bit, and we'll call that roughly what I want. So now to combine these two to make it one whole shape, you see they're two separate. I'm just gonna select them both. And then you might need to do this, go to Window, and go to, where are you? Object and Layout, and choose Pathfinder. If it's not over here, I should already have it, so here it is here. This allows you to do a bunch of different things with the shape. So right here, this allows you to do booleans, which basically means you're gonna add shapes together or separate shapes. So for instance, if I select these both and I do the subtract, it will cut out the one shape from the other. And it depends on the order. So if I select this one, and then do cut, it'll cut that way. But if I go this one, and then do cut, oops, that might do it the same way. Oh, you know what? Actually, it's based on which one's in front, I think. But in this case, I'm actually going to go ahead and just combine these. So you see this one does combine. And now you'll see that it's actually one whole shape, and it's not grouping, it literally merged them together. So if I were to zoom in here, what you'll see, if I go into A, you can see there's actually, those points are now there. So in order to make this basically a cone shape, I'm just gonna go ahead and use the pen tool. It's just quicker. And I am going to remove this one and remove that one. And then I'm just gonna use this tool here, the direct select tool, and just kind of pull it down a little bit. Take this one, pull this one up a little bit, and actually we'll kind of go like this, and we'll take this one, kind of go like that, and that makes more or less my cone. Now, in order to cut out the whole part here, I could do it a couple different ways. I'm just going to kind of do the same thing I just did. So I'm making an ellipse, and I'm going to draw a shape like so. I'll take it, I'll put it in like that, we'll say, then select this, and I will do cut, and that will actually cut that shape out. And you can see I have a nice cone shape, okay? Now, if I want to make something a little bit fancier, let's see if I have anything fancier. I don't think I have anything too fancy here. So some other things I could do is I could, let's see, I could do, well, one of the other ones I did was this one here. You can see it's like a C. In order to make that shape, what I did is I took the ellipse tool, and this time I put a stroke on there, okay? And I did no fill, okay? And then I just took the thickness of it and moved up to like 6, and I drew a circle, okay? But the problem is with this, which you're probably already aware, is that it's a closed shape, which basically means that there's no opening in it. The nice thing is with Pathfinder, again, is there's actually a button right here that opens the path. And at first, it's not going to look like it did too much, but it actually did. If I go through and select one of these, not that one, it's got to be this one. Yeah, you can see it actually made a cut on it. So now this is open. So in order to make that shape that I had before, what I did is I just used the select tool here. I rotated it. I'm going to hold shift while I do this. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. It's a little slow because of the video. Come on. All right, cool. Let's try that again. And we'll hope for the best. Let's see if it's gonna. All right. So I'm gonna do it this way because that doesn't seem to really want to work that well. So I'm gonna just do 90 degrees. All right, and then I am going to scale this way instead. Okay, and then if I use my direct select tool, it's on this side apparently. Nope. Oh no, it's here. Okay, so grab this and I'll pull that off, and there's my C. And then I just basically what I did is I took the handles that were already there, so I kind of pull this way to make it look a little bit better, and I just kind of pulled this down, and I just use those Bezier handles to try and help control the shape. And then do the same thing here. Okay, like that. And pull this in a little bit, and I'll pull this one in a little bit. Okay, let's say I wanted to be pointy on the top. If I just take the pen tool, if I go to the convert direction, or the convert tool here, I can literally make that a solid, or if I click and drag, I can make it more curved. Okay, I've also made this shape just by using the pen tool itself. I could use the pen tool, and I could, I guess I'm on a stroke right now, so I could kind of click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. Let's say I want to make like a fun S shape or something. Like that, and voila, I made my shape. Now if I wanted to make something that was more solid, I could kind of do the same thing, but just switch this to make my fill black, and then I'm just going to take the stroke and make that none. Oh, well, because this one's currently selected, it's actually changing that right now. I could do the same thing here. If you actually select this, I could actually change it at any moment. I can make this none, and make this one a stroke, make the stroke black, and change the thickness to 6, just so it's thicker. All right. And then from there, I just took the type tool and I wrote out what I wanted it to look like. So you could literally do all sorts of things here. So I'm just gonna go take the type tool here, and then I'll just write, choose a font that I like. I've already done this a bunch, so we'll just do 36 days ago, and then we'll just write cone. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take this, and if I double click on that, it'll scale in, and then I'm gonna hold Control and Shift, or Command and Shift if you're on a Mac. That will scale it up, and then I can kind of put this in here, right? And now it says cone inside of it, okay? Or I could do some other things. So I could try doing this. I could take this, Command A, and I'll take the color of it and make that one white, and then go back, select the select tool, go back to this, and make the fill black. And now, you know, this would work, and then I'll just switch to preview mode, and you can kind of see how that works, right? And that's roughly how I make a logo. So what I would do is just suggest, and if you look at all my logo designs, none of them are overly complicated. Some other things that I did, hang on another thing that I did in order to like create this shape is I actually took the logo, so I'll just grab this one. But they're all basically made that same way. I grabbed this one, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and paste it here. And I actually took this, because right now it's type, but I can't adjust it, like I can't change the shape of it. But if you actually grab it, you can go to type, and you can go down to, where are you, create outlines. And what that will do is that now it's actually points. It's a shape now. Oops, I did a bad job of grabbing it. Let's try that again. Let's see. Oh, it's really hard because it's not refreshing very well. Yeah, there it goes. And I can actually manipulate this now and make it more what I want. So I could take this and then, you know, go more wild with it. You know, maybe take, use the pen tool and remove some of these so that it's more curved. But you can see how you can actually make a cool kind of shape just by manipulating that after you've converted it over, okay? So try to play around. What I would do is just do a bunch of variations. That's what I did here. Until you find one that you like. And a lot of them I'm just using the same shape, but I'm just placing them in different locations, or I change the fonts up a little bit, okay? So try that out.